good, okay? I'm going to the movies, okay? Okay? You gonna be good? Okay? What are you gonna do? You gonna listen? Alright. Love you, okay? Alright, so be good. Make sure you listen, okay? Make sure you listen.
Why are you leaving, Daddy?
Wait.
Who's that?
I don't know. Let's get back inside. I don't know.
Where did he go? Where did he go?
Us is a 2019 American horror film written and directed by Jordan Peele, who also did Get Out, starring Lupita Nyong'o, Winston Duke, and Elizabeth Moss. The film follows Adelaide Wilson and her family, who are attacked by a group of menacing doppelgangers. The project was announced in February 2018, and much of the cast joined in the following months. It had a budget of $20 million, and it made $255.2 million at the box office. So we start in 1986. A young girl named Adelaide goes on vacation with her parents to Santa Cruz. A little fun fact is that some of the film was actually shot on the Santa Cruz Beach boardwalk. Pretty cool. I've never been there, but I am excited to check it out someday. But on the boardwalk, she wanders off and enters a fun house. Now, this is probably one of the most creepiest scenes in the film, is where she's standing there looking up at the sky, and it's dark, and all of a sudden it starts to lightning. It looks like there's a storm coming. I don't know what's so creepy about it. The vibe, the camera work, everything about it is creepy. But she goes into the fun house, and she encounters a doppelganger of herself in the Hall of Mirrors. Then we fast forward to present day. Now, Adelaide is an adult, and she is haunted by the memories of the encounter. She goes on vacation with her husband, Gabe Wilson, and their children, Zora and Jason. She is apprehensive about the trip, but Gabe is eager to impress their rich friends, Josh and Kitty Tyler. At the beach, Jason sees a man standing with his arms outstretched, blood dripping from one hand. That night, a family of 4 dressed in red appears in the Wilsons' driveway. They break into the house and attack them. The intruders turn out to be the Wilsons' doppelgangers. But they are also called the Tethered, and that they share a soul with their counterparts, and that they have come to untether themselves. She tells them the story of a girl who is loved and happy, while her shadow remains in the dark, suffering. Probably one of my favorite scenes that Lupita Nyong'o did in this movie. It was so good. I mean, of course, she had to play 2 parts, but she did it very, very well. Throughout the film, it's basically a cat and mouse game where the tethered are trying to reach their counterparts and attack them and try to kill them. I'm not going to give away the ending, but let me just say this, is that I think this film is a little bit too big, or it was trying to be too big. I actually would have preferred it just to be the family that are doppelgangers, but it turns out that the whole world is in on this. And there are some, I want to say, some gaps in this film that just make the story kind of, seem undone. Like, it just doesn't seem like it makes any sense with some of the scenarios. I don't want to get into it to spoil everything, but just to say that I think it should have just been simple. Having the whole world be in this tethered thing just kind of just makes it too big for its own good. Like I said, I would prefer just a family to be in on this, but if the counterparts are up above ground doing stuff, then the tethered, which are located in this facility below ground, are mimicking their movements that they're making above ground, which makes no sense at all. That you can fit all these people in this little room and they're sitting there reacting to everything that the people above are reacting to. It just, to me, it just I mean, we're talking about everyone in the whole world. It doesn't make any sense. I know there are other facilities within the country and other countries, but we're talking about millions, billions of people. it doesn't make sense. But anyway, it was a really, really creative, good idea. There are not very many films out there that have to do with doppelgangers. I know there is one called Doppelganger that stars Drew Barrymore that I actually really, really like. But this was very, very unique. Very unique vision by Jordan Peele. But the principal photography began on July 30th, 2018 in Santa Cruz. Like I said, the boardwalk, but most of the film was shot in Los Angeles, and the main house is located in Pasadena, I guess. And, the house had modifications, and the team spent like 6 weeks there. And the film wrapped on October 8th, 2018. You got the visual effects, provided by Industrial Light and Magic, of course. You got the famous song called I Got Five on it, which is featured in the movie, and the way they kind of mixed it to make it sound creepy, that was a really, really cool, that's probably one of my favorite songs on a soundtrack. I mean, they did such a great job with it. But, all in all, this movie got pretty positive reviews. I mean, people were praising it. And then there's this whole thing, what is better? Is Us better, or is Get Out better, from what Jordan Peele has done? The thing is, they're very different films. I don't really think you can compare them that way. The only way you can compare them is just say, okay, this is what Jordan Peele has done. Which one do you like better? Honestly, I did like Get Out better than Us. But that's not really saying much. I did like this movie. I did like it. I feel like it could have been better. I feel like they could have kept it a little bit simpler to where it makes just a little bit more sense. But I still think the idea was there. I just think it was just a little bit too big for its own good, like I said. But that's basically my only complaint. All the acting was done very well. Winston Duke, I really, really love him. And Elizabeth Moss, my God, she's really hot right now with the stuff she's doing. But Lupita Nyong'o really carried this film. And there is a little twist at the end, which I did like. But again, there is a gap in the story where there's actually a deleted scene that shows a little bit more about what happened about the doppelganger girl, how they supposedly switch sides. How did she end up into the Hall of Mirrors? They do explain that, and there's like a deleted scene. But anyway, they should have kept that in the movie because it would have explained a little bit more. I don't mind movies where it keeps you guessing, where you have to kind of make your own decision. But in this case, I think I could have used a little bit more information about what actually happened. All in all, like I said, the acting was good. There was a lot of off-screen deaths. Like, this seems like the camera would pull away, or like someone would die, off-screen. That kind of got annoying sometimes. It happens quite a few in quite a few scenes in this film. But other than those, I guess you could just call those nitpicks. Other than that, it was done really well. So yeah, that is my review of Us, and definitely check it out. If you're into Jordan Peele as a director, I think you would definitely enjoy this. Like I said, creativeness is there, good idea. I just think it was a little bit too big for its own good. But anyway, all right, guys, I'll see you guys in the next review.